How's it going, everybody? It's Carrie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got two cards to share with you, and I'm going to be using both the Distress Oxide inks as well as the regular Distress inks, and as well as a stencil, two layering stencils to create my cards today. So just kind of ignore my hands. I've been inky prior to this video, and so I've got a little bit of stained fingers, and my nail polish is all ratchety and stuff. So kind of ignore my hands. But so onto the cards. I'm going to be actually creating one of the backgrounds, and then the other one I just kind of did off camera. It was the exact same technique, but I'm starting off with a piece of this ready cut watercolor paper. This is from Strathmore, and you can buy it already cut down like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the direct to paper technique by taking my little ink pad here. This is Squeeze Lemonade Distress ink, and I'm just going to apply this all over my back paper here, watercolor paper, and cover this really liberally as much as I can. I want to get this good and wet to really cover that whole background there. And then I'm going to take my distress sprayer, and I'm going to distress this just a little bit. Obviously, whenever I use distress inks, I like the look of how you can use the water to react the ink, and then just dab up that water, and it just leaves this little bit of distressed area, which is really cool. So I'm just going to do this twice because on camera it looks a little bit faint, and it was kind of faint in person too. So I'm just going to dab up a little bit of an extra areas there to get that a little bit more prominent on my background. And then I'm going to work on the rest of the background by taking two stencils from Concord. This is the Floral fill-in stencils. You get two stencils in the pack, and they are created to layer over each other. So initially, whenever they released all these, you had some pattern paper to do these as well, but I'm just going to be using the stencils today. So I'm going to layer my background with the Distress Oxide ink in Wild Honey. This is one of the new colors that's just been released, and I wanted to use the Distress Oxides on top of just the regular Distress inks, because obviously you've got the little bit, you've got the fusion of the Oxide ink, and it's going to be a little bit more thick. So you don't have to work at layering the colors as much, and it really does leave behind a really opaque design. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this first phase of my stenciling and get all that laid down here, and I'm kind of pouncing on the color a little bit because the stencil, as you really can't tell on camera, this stencil is a little bit fine detailed. It does have some jagged areas in some of the flowers, so that's why I'm pouncing on the color. And then I'm going to take the second phase of the stencil, and I'm going to use another Distress ink and Twisted Citron. This is one of my favorite colors. And I was kind of showing you there that you don't have to worry about going outside the lines. Obviously, this stencil does not cover up this whole entire background, but that's totally okay because we're going to die cut this after we are done stenciling anyway. So it doesn't matter whether or not you get ink outside the stencil area anyway. So just keep that in mind if you try this on your own. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to add my ink here on top and get that extra detail on my flowers. And I really do love how you can just layer on this, how these stencils are created to do these. You can just do the flowers if you wanted to, but then they added the extra detail to add some extra color if you wanted to the flowers, which is really cool. So I'm going to continue on to add on this green. It really does make it pop. And I love the combination of the yellow, orange, and the green together. Just kind of a really summery look. So you can see my panels are done here, and I'm just kind of showing you up close. Now this is the other one that I did off camera, and like I said, it was the exact same process that I did before, so I didn't want it to be too repetitive with my video here. But off camera, I also die cut two sentiments, thanks and hugs, and this comes from the, I believe it's SCRIPTY Hugs and SCRIPTY Thanks from Lawn Fawn, and I die cut that from some silver sparkle cardstock from My Favorite Things, as well as just some smooth white cardstock. Then I'm going to stamp a sub-sentiment from the Crafty Friend stamp set from Altenew, and I wanted to go ahead and heat emboss these onto a piece of green cardstock, and because I wanted to really bring out that green and since I used green on both panels, I wanted to bring out a little bit more green, and I thought this would be a nice alternative to doing like a black or a white little strip. So I went ahead and heat set that with my white embossing powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and start assembling my cards. So I'm going to take my glue here, and I've already layered these two die cuts on top of each other, just kind of offset them just a little bit to kind of create a shadow. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of dots of glue on the back of each of these die cuts to adhere them directly onto my panel. And then I've already applied some foam adhesive onto my sub-sentiment strip here, and I'm just going to place that right underneath that hug sentiment, just kind of up close there, kind of more or less, for lack of a better word, it does hug up against that sentiment, which is really cool. So I've got that into place, going to move that over and then work on the other one. Going to do the exact same thing, add some glue onto my die cut, and then take off the backing of my panel here of the foam adhesive and put that into place on the other card as well. I really do like how you can use both the Distress inks together with the Distress Oxide inks, because obviously the colors that they are bringing out obviously are already colors that have been released. They're just in two different formulas, if you will. And I will have a video at a later time, maybe this week or maybe next week, how the colors are the same, but you can definitely tell a little bit of the difference as far as what they look like on your paper. I kind of experimented with that as well before creating this video, and it's a really cool look. So I will do that in another video here in the next week or two, and you can see what I'm talking about. But so there you go, guys. I've completed both of the cards. I'm just going to show you them up close, and I really do love how the glitter just adds a little bit of extra something to both of the cards. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I really do appreciate it. As always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye-bye.